Okay guys, so welcome ulit sa ating YouTube channel. Ito yung lesson 24 sa ating complex analysis. Ito yung example with branch and antiderivative. So example nung contour integral with branch and syempre yung antiderivative naman. Pag-usapan din natin yung antiderivative dito. Okay, so number 1, suppose that f of z, suppose that the integral along the contour z of z raised to 1 half dz is equal to where c is semicircular path z is equal to 3 e raised to I theta from 0 to pi. Okay, then z raised to 1 half. Note that z raised to 1 half, kung naalala doon sa ating, siya ay multi-valued function kasi dalawa yan, that is negative and positive. Kasi nga, pag kinuha mo yung square root niyan, dalawang values yung possible. Tama. So, dalawang value yung possible na mag-equal siya. Okay, so ito yung gagawin natin. Siyempre, una i-graph natin siya. So, since semicircular path siya, tapos from 0 to pi, so expected natin na ang graph niya or itsura ng graph niya something na ganito. Okay, so drawing ko lang. Then drawing ko na rin yung branch niya. So yung branch cut niya somewhere. So kung check mo saan yung branch cut ng ating z raised to 1 half. So yung magiging branch cut niya is somewhere dito. Okay, so this is from 0 to pi. Tama, this is from 0 to pi kasi yun yung graph. Kasi ito yung then siyempre, lagay natin yung value. Since 3 yung kanyang this is 3. Then this is negative 3. Sir, bakit walang I? Note that ito ay real part. Imaginary part sa taas. Kaya 3 to negative 3 yung nilagay ni sir. Okay, so kaya ko din nasabi na meron siyang branch cut. Siya ay may branch. Kasi z raised to 1 half. Yung sabi ko nga, may dalawang values. Kunwari, z is equal to 0. Mag-equal yung square root of z. Okay, so z is equal to 0, somewhere dalawa yung values dun eh. So may mga values na lalabas siya na equal sa 0. Tapos kunwari 0 is infinity, so somewhere sa infinity, dun din equal din siya. Okay, so somewhere dito yung branch niya pag z is equal to 0. Kaya dyan ko nilagay. Okay, so ngayon ang gagawin, i-integrate natin siya. Naiiwasan natin to. So note na ang gagawin natin, dapat yung z raised to 1 half, dapat matanggal yung pagiging multi-valued function niya. Okay, so start muna tayo dito. So, note na pwede kong ilagay o express na z raised to 1 half ay equal sa exponential. Okay, so tingnan mabuti. That is exponential ng 1 half then logarithm of z. So, kasi alam natin logarithm dito is ln base e. Okay, logarithm base e. So, logarithm base e, cancel yun. So, mangyayari doon yan. That is, kaya angat ko doon. 1 half raised to z. Di ba, aangat yan doon. Log z, yung 1 half angat doon. That is z raised to 1 half. Tapos, in-evaluate natin dyan. That's e raised to log e. Log z raised to 1 half base e. That is z raised to 1 half. Yan yung equivalent form niya. Ngayon, siya ay multi-valued function pa. Kasi madami pa tong values eh. Pag logarithm. Ngayon, gagawin natin siya single valued function. So, kung naalala nyo, ginagawa ko siyang capital L. So, once palitan natin, gaganto ko, i-upgrade ko siya. Kumbaga, hindi ko na siya gagawin ko, this is equal sa e raised to 1 half, then principal logarithm of z. So, ano ba pinagkaiba ng dalawa? Pag logarithm of z lang, where n element of natural number, ang dami nun, multi-valued function. For capital L, o logarithm of z, so capital L na yan. So, anong nangyari naman dito? This is for n is equal to 1 or 0. I think nakakalimutan ko, for 0. Okay, so kaya nga principal logarithm, single valued function lang siya. Kaya ito yung gagamitin natin. So ayun yung gagawin natin dito. Kaya kung nilagyan na parang broken line doon, gagawa ka na. Ito i-represent, alam ko ito yung representation niya na with logarithm tapos multi-valued function siya. Tapos alam ko may branch siya. So gumawa ako ng branch kung saan iiwasan ko yun. So ang inaisip kong iwasan ko is what if kunin ko yung principal logarithm nung logarithm of z natin na yun. Okay, so mula dyan tayo mag-i-start. Okay, so ngayon usapan mo natin to. Z is equal to 3 raised to I theta. So, another thing, note na yung, kunyari ang z natin is equal sa r e raised to I theta. Ang principal logarithm niyan is equal to ln of absolute value of r plus I theta. Okay, so tandaan niya na yan yung magiging kanyang representation. So, So, whenever nakita mo yung ganyan, so ibig sabihin, ano representation nito? Ang logarithm of z natin is iba. So, ang gagawin natin, itong e raised to 1/2 logarithm of z, so solve pa natin yan. So, proceed tayo dito, e raised to 1/2 logarithm of z. So, ito yung pinag-uusapan, no? So, meron tayong e, yung z raised to 1/2 natin, na ginawa nating e raised to 1/2, principal logarithm of z. Okay, since yung z natin is 3e raised to I theta, ito ay mangyayari, ito ay equal sa e raised to 1/2 multiplied by ln of absolute value of 3, okay, plus, that is I theta. Okay, or simply, pwede kong i-multiply by 1/2, that is e raised to 1/2 ln of 3 plus I raised to theta, I theta 2. Okay, or pwede kayo paghiwalayin mamaya. So, dyan muna, i-fix ko lang muna yun dyan. So, next, syempre, ito ikon natin integral z raised to 1/2. So, meron tayong z raised to 1/2, which is ito yung equivalent. Ang problema na lang, dz. So, kunin natin yung dz na, no, yung integral ng dz. So, yung dz natin, so note yung dz is equal to, since yung c natin, lagay ko yung c, z is equal to 3e raised to I theta. So, this is 3i e raised to I theta d theta. Okay, so nakuha ko na yung with branch. So, yung z raised to 1/2 na ating with branch is na palitan ko na, naging single valued function na lang. Then, meron tayong dz. So, ready na tayong palitan yung ating integral. Next, yung kanyang boundary, siyempre from 0 to pi pa rin naman. Okay, so the integral along z ng z raised to 1/2 dz, okay, is equal to integral along c from 0 to 2 pi, 0 to pi lang, so semicircular path lang, ng z raised to 1/2, which is ito, this is e raised to 1/2 ln of 3 plus I theta over 2 multiplied by 3i e raised to I theta d theta. Okay, next, siyempre, ilalabas ko na itong 3i since wala naman siya epekto dyan. So, this is equal sa 3i integral from 0 to pi. Then, paghihiwalayin ko to kasi naka-plus yan. So, pwedeng ganito siya. This is e raised to 1/2 ng ln of 3. Then, multiplied by e raised to I theta over 2. Multiplied by e raised to I theta d theta. Okay, so ito na yung problema natin. Yung e raised to 1/2. So, I think pwede natin i-manipulate yan. Somewhere dyan, pwede natin siya i-manipulate. So, kung ako, nakikita ko, pwede ko kasing gawin, i-manipulate ko konti itong part na to. Yung 1/2 lagay ko sa 3. No? So, this is 3i integral from 0 to pi ng e raised to ln of square root of 3. Pwede yan. Then, multiplied by, pag pinag-add tong dalawa, that is pi, 1/2 plus 1, that is 3 over 2. Okay, so this is simply e raised to 3i theta over 2 d theta. Okay, note na may property tayo that a raised to logarithm base a ng b is just equal to b. So, note that ln is logarithm base e, so cancel lang yan. So, magiging square root of 3 lang siya, literal. Okay, so, that means that this is equal sa 3i integral from 0 to 2 pi of square root of 3 na lang. Para doon. Okay, then this is e raised to 3i theta over 2 d theta. Note, lalabas ko yung square root of 3. So, this is simply equal sa 3 square root of 3. I think that is 3 square root of 3. So, that is 3i square root of 3 integral from 0 to 2 pi ng e raised to 3i theta over 2 d theta. Okay, then, syempre, pag in-integrate to, this is EU du lang. So, pag in-integrate, that is 2 over 3i, no? So, magiging integral nito is This is 3i square root of 3. Then, ang integral nito, ilalabas dyan na integrating na parang balancing factor is 2 over 3i tapos e raised to 3i theta over 2. Then, yung boundary is from 0 to 2 pi. Note na ilalabas ko na lang to. So, this is just equal sa 3i square root of 3 multiplied by 2 raised to 3i para makancel yon. Then, this is yung boundary na e raised to 3i theta over 2. So, palitan ko yun. That is e raised sa 3 theta papalitan ko over 2. Palitan ko to ng 2 pi. Okay, then minus e raised sa 0. So, yun yung mangyayari sa isa. Okay, then this is equivalent sa cancel to, 3i. So, this is only 2 square root of 3 multiplied by, so that is e raised to, that is e raised to 3i pi kasi cancel yung 2 minus 1. So, sir, tapos na po tayo dyan. No, hindi pa kasi yung e raised to 3 pi i, tatanggalin pa natin yan. Kailangan maging standard form pa yan kasi dapat ganun yung sagot natin. So, gawin natin siyang trigonometric. So, this is 2 square root of 3. Then, e raised to 3i theta, that is cosine 3 pi plus I sine 3 pi minus 1. Note that cosine 3 pi, so somewhere nasan siya? Isang ikot, nasa quadrantal angle lang dito. Okay, so cosine 3 pi natin is, note that cosine 3 pi or cosine, that is 400, that is 360 plus 180, so somewhere na ganun. So cosine 540 degrees is something na negative 1, tas ito 0. Okay, itong part na to 0, ito negative 1, ito 0. Okay, so sa pagkakaalala ko, pero check ko muna, verified ko sa value. Sorry, ang value natin ng upper is pi. So, yun din pala, buti nakita ko, this is pi, this is pi. Okay, so this is over 2. Okay, so this is simply 3 pi over 2, tapos sine 3 pi over 2. So, ano yung sine 3 pi over 2? Somewhere nasa quadrant dito, nasa baba dito. That is 0, negative 1. Ito 0. So, this is simply equal sa 2 square root of 3. Si cosine 3 pi over 2 is 0. Si I sine 3 pi over 2 is negative 1. So, ito ay negative I minus 1. Okay, kasi I times negative 1. So, multiply ko na lang yan. So, that is simply equal sa negative 2 square root of 3 minus 2i square root of 3. So, therefore, ito yung kanyang integral. Okay, then check ko lang din yung values na lumabas. Okay, so that is correct. Okay, so tama naman. So at least may checking na ako. Tinitignan ko na rin yung values. So again nai-represent ko kasi to as ganyang branch. Ito kasi yung representation na in terms of may logarithm. Okay, so ganyan pag may branch. So number 2, suppose that C is the positively oriented circle Z is equal to R e raised to I theta whenever negative phi is less than or equal to theta less than phi. Let A denote any non-zero real number using the principal branch of f of z is equal to z raised to a minus 1. Evaluate the integral of I, that is integral of f of z dz along the curve C. So, ano gagawin natin? Siyempre, i-drawing natin yung ating itong curve na to. So, kung napansin nyo, this is from negative pi to I. So, iba yung mangyayari, no? So, from negative pi, so meaning dito, negative pi, somewhere dito, so papunta doon. Positively oriented naman. So, pag dinrawing ni sir, ito yung itsura niya. Okay, then, syempre pag circle natin dyan, so, kunyari gawa tayo circle. Okay, so, yung direction is somewhere ganito. So, from negative pi to pi. So, ano yung mga value? This is negative r, tapos r. Kasi wala tayong fix. That is, fix lang na value. Okay, next is, siyempre, kunin natin yung z raised to a minus 1. So, since aware tayo na pwede natin siya i-represent na kunin natin yung kanyang exponential. So, pwede natin ito i-represent. So, z raised to a minus 1. Similar sa ginawa ko kanina sa taas, z raised to 1 half, pwedeng ganito mangyari. This is equal sa e raised to a minus 1 tapos principal logarithm of z. Yun yung gagawin natin. Okay, kasi ganun din naman mangyayari sa taas eh. Okay, so yan yung with principal branch niya. So ngayon, ang kukunin natin yung z. So meron tayong z is equal to r e raised to I theta. So yung principal logarithm niyan na z natin is ln of r plus I theta. Okay, next anong kulang? Yung derivative ng z. Yung dz is equal to r I e raised to I theta d theta. Okay, so I think ready na tayong evaluate yung integral kasi yun lang naman yung kailangan. Meron na akong values na ito, papalit-palit ko na lang dyan. So check natin. I is equal to, ito ko nalagay, I is equal to the integral of c f of c dz. Okay, then palit natin, this is integral from ano yung value? Negative pi to I. So this is negative pi to pi, negative pi to pi, I mean. Then ang gagawin natin is, obviously ang integral niya is somewhere na parang, since yung r is parang dapat 2 pi r, parang ganoon na, 2 pi r r, 2 pi r I, ganoon ang dapat, kasi nga isang buong circle something ganoon, dapat yung area niya makuha natin is ganoon yung integral na makuha natin. So check natin kung makuha. F of z is equal to dito, so z raised to a minus 1, which is ito. So this is equal sa e raised to a minus 1, then logarithm of, or principal logarithm of z, then dz, this is ri e raised to I theta d theta. Labas ko na yung ri natin sa labas. So this is equivalent sa ri negative pi or going to pi, then e raised to, then this is e raised to a minus 1 multiplied by ln of r plus I theta. Then this is e raised to I theta d theta. So simplify natin further yan. So mangyayari sa taas, yung a minus 1 times yan, so i-multiply natin muna yan. So yung a minus 1, dito na lang, a minus 1 times ln of r plus I theta. This is simply a ln of r, tama, a ln of r, then plus ai theta minus ln of r minus I theta. Yan yung magiging result. So equivalently, this is equal sa ri integral from negative pi to I ng e raised to a ln of r. So probably pwede ko makuha yung r raised to a, tapos e raised to a I theta, tama. Then next is e raised to negative ln of r, then e raised to negative I theta. Then syempre meron pang e raised to I theta d theta. Okay, so obviously itong part na to cancel na, ito magiging 1 na lang. Okay, then syempre ito na yung problema natin, kabit na lang yun dun. So itong part na to, ito pwede ko maging r raised to a tapos r raised to negative 1 para makuha na lang yung value. Kasi nga, di ba parang ganito, no? Yung e raised to a ln of r, pwedeng maging ganito, e raised to ln of r raised to a, which is equal sa r raised to a na lang. Okay, similarly, ito naman, r raised to negative 1 naman dito yung mangyayari. Okay, so proceed tayo dito. This is equal sa ri integral from negative pi to pi. Tapos, syempre, nakuha ko r raised to a. So, this is r raised to a. Tapos, yung r raised to negative 1. Okay, then yung isa is e raised to a I theta d theta. Okay, so obviously, yung r raised to a minus 1 na yan is constant na lang din. So, lalabas na lang natin yan. So, this is simply equal sa ri multiplied by r raised to a, then r raised to negative 1, which is cancel yung isang r. Kasi r, then r raised to negative 1, cancel na lang yan. Then negative pi raised going to pi, then e raised to a I theta, d theta. Okay, next, simplify further to. This is simply equal sa r raised to a integral ng negative pi to pi ng e raised to ai theta d theta. Then integrate ko na to. So integrate with respect sa theta, that is 1 over ai. Okay, so that is equal sa i r raised to a. Then ito ay magiging ganito. Ito ay 1 over ai e raised to ai theta. Then from negative pi to pi. Tama, kasi ganun yung integral nun eh. Okay, so by EU du. So next is syempre labas ko na lang to, no, yung ai. So this is simply equal sa i r raised to a over ai ng e raised to I theta tapos negative pi to pi. Okay, then substitute na lang yung values na yan. Cancel na lang yung i dito. So this is r raised to a, then a. Then this is e raised to ai pi minus e raised to ai negative ai pi. So ayun na yung kulang, no? So ano ba mangyayari para dyan? So next, syempre kunin natin yung kanyang yung trigonometric para makuha natin. So I think may maka-cancel tayo dyan. So kunin ko yung trigonometric somewhere dito. Trigonometric nito, this is cosine a pi, no, a pi. So this is equal sa r raised to a over a. Then this is cosine a pi plus I sine a pi minus ito cosine negative a pi plus I sine negative. So this is negative a pi. So check natin yung magiging value. So note itong negative positive, kasi ito negative lang din. So ito magiging positive lang din to. Ito magiging negative. Tama, kasi a pi na lang. So ang mangyari, this is r raised to a over a, then cosine a pi minus na lang nun, minus cosine a pi, yung dalawang yan, then plus I sine a pi, then plus nun. So this is 2i plus 2i sine a pi. Okay, so yan yung ika-cancel din natin. So literal, dalawa na, no, pinag-isa ko pa. So I sine plus, kasi negative na negative plus, so that ito wala na to. Kasi pinag-add ko na sa literal. So ito cancel automatic, so ito na lang natira. So that is sine, so this is equivalent sa r raised to a over a nung 2i sine a pi. So check ko kung tatama yung sagot natin. Okay, so arrange ko lang konti. Tama pala yung sagot natin. So this is 2i r raised to a over a sine a pi. Okay, so tama yung sagot ni sir. Okay, so hoping naiintindihan mo yung way pag may branch. So tandaan na, pag z raised to something, kaya mo i-represent lagi na ganyan sa logarithm. So pwede to as branch, pwede mong gamitin lagi ito. Okay, so tandaan yan, magagamit to, napaka-useful na itong method na ito. Okay, so para sa last topic dito sa video to, let's set the antiderivative. So the antiderivative of f of z dz from z1 to z2 is just equal sa kanyang antiderivative nung diba ito yung ating integrand. The antiderivative of our integrand, which is capital F of z2 minus f of z1. So ganun lang kunin. So kunin mo yung integral, tapos saka mo na evaluate yung z1 and z2. So meaning in complex number yung z1, z2. So tulad na ito, anong gagawin natin dito? So, napansin nyo, ang ginagawa ko, usually, by angle. So, kinukuha natin yung contour o yung contour integral niya by angle, by means of angle. Ngayon, what if kunin natin siya by means of complex number mismo? So, use of representation. So, let's see denote the right half circle nito nung g raised to 2 e raised to I theta. So, check natin yan. Since right half, ito yung graph niya. So, magiging representation na dito is somewhere ganito. So, this is from negative 2i to 2i. Sir, bakit negative 2i? Kasi ito yung r natin, radius natin. So, aware tayo, ito ay negative pi over 2, tapos pi over 2. So, hindi natin kukunin yung negative pi over 2 sa pi over 2. Hindi yan yung gagamitin natin as our value of integral. Next is, note na yung integral. Note na yung integral ng dz over z is just equal sa ln of z. Or simply logarithm, principal logarithm of z. So, another thing, aware din kayo dyan, na yung logarithm natin is just ln of z. Okay, so what if ganun yung gawin natin? So, integrate natin siya with respect sa ganyang notion. Okay, so start tayo. So, ito nga yung ibig sabihin antiderivative. So, this is from negative 2i to 2i nung dz over z. Okay, which is equal sa integral from negative 2i to 2i ng logarithm of logarithm of sorry. Pag ginawa ko integral dc over z, that is logarithm, narito si sir, that is principal logarithm of z, tapos from negative 2i to 2i. Okay, which is equal sa, this is logarithm ng 2i minus logarithm ng negative 2i. Note na paano pa kunin yung ano nito. Ang modulus nito is 2, Ang argument nito, since 2i siya, is pi over 2. Kita naman doon. Ang argument nito is negative pi over 2. So, ulit ko lang ha. Ang modulus nito is 2. O, tama. Ang kanyang argument is pi over 2. So, ang modulus nito is 2. Kanyang argument is negative pi over 2. So, pwede natin hanapin yun. So, by means of evaluating it, that is ln of 2. Okay, then plus, that is pi over 2i. Okay, then minus, this is ln of 2 plus or negative pi I over 2. So, note na cancel yung ln. Tapos matitira pi I over 2. Negative times negative, that is positive. So, simply, this is equal sa pi I. Okay, or I pi. Okay, so kung check mo, gamitin natin yung unang method natin. Ikaw na lang gumawa. Gamitin natin yung unang method natin. Solve mo yan. That is pi I. So, I think para na example ko siya last time. Pero, hindi to yung ginamit ko. I think ilang. Wala kasi hindi ko na makita. Okay, so again, ganun yung gagawin pag gusto mo naman antiderivative. So again, binigyan natin dalawang way. It's either by antiderivative or by yung yung usual way na tinuro ko sa inyo. Kung gusto mo antiderivative, syempre go lang. As long as may derivative, yun lang din naman sabi ko sa inyo. So tulad na ito, the integral from 0 to 1 plus I ng z squared d squared. So hindi mo na kailangan nung ganun pa, wala nang drawing pa. So rekta na lang. I-integrate ko na siya rekta. So this is equal sa, this is z cube over 3. Yung boundary is from 0 to 1 plus I. Which means that this is equal sa 1 plus I raised sa 3 over 3. Tama? Then minus 0 raised sa 3 over 3. Which means that is 1 plus I raised to 3. Ano ba yung 1 plus I raised to 3? So check nga ulit natin. Ano ba yung 1 plus I raised to 3? 1 plus I raised to 3 is equal to 1 cube plus 3 times 1, 3 times 1 squared times I plus 3 times 1 times I squared plus I raised sa 3 all over 3. So that is 1 minus negative, so this is negative I. So this is equal sa 1. Tapos, this is plus 3i. Then, this is minus 3. Then, this is minus i. All over 3. So that means that is simply negative 2, no? So that is simply negative 2. That is negative 2 plus 2i over 3. So ito yung kanyang integral. Okay, so tama ko na pagkaka-evaluate. Okay, so that's all for this video. So pinaghiwalay ko lang din talaga si branch tapos doon sa contour. Kasi nga gusto kong ma-isolate din yung mindset nyo doon sa dalawang bagay na yun. Okay, so again, pag may branch, usually z raised to 1 up z raised to a something, mga ganun. You know what with branch. So gawin nyo yung method na pinapagawa ko sa inyo. Okay, so that's all and thank you for watching sa video na to. So hoping na panoorin pa yung next video natin.